There's no shame in being second.
And now, Avis Rent-A-Car is proud to present the second best band in America. Will you welcome Garfunkel, Messina, Oates, and Lisa singing their number 2 hit, Born to Runner Up.
Why would they come to our concert just to boo us?
Buffalo, New York. Enough with the Shark Girl already. It's the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast.
Welcome to the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast, where we talk about the ups, downs, lefts, rights.
Okay, we're definitely recording now.
Yes, we are, Cassidy. Of the Buffalo music scene. I'm Ryan Gurnett, and did you hear that the Red Knot Chili Peppers are coming to Buffalo Ironworks on May 2nd?
I'm Cassidy Dwan, and I think the best thing a band can do is advertise that they are not the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
For episode 34, I interview folk duo Carmen and Lizzy. They also perform Carry You and Shelter from their upcoming album, Climate.
We'll also recap previous and upcoming concerts, play music from Jenn, DeSantis, Lexxi, Raine, and 100 Plus Club.
Awesome. It's going to be a great show. Before we get started, I want to talk about the Music Industry Alliance.
The Music Industry Alliance.
Yes, run by the folks behind Music is Art. The Music Industry Alliance is offering a really helpful networking environment with very helpful, very experienced kind of local music bigwigs. For students, it's only $20 for membership for a year, which is a bargain because for us old shits, it's $60 for the year. But so far, I've been to 2 meetings, and it's completely worth it.
I think that we need Alliance, to tell you the truth. I think Western New York's music scene needs to have some more fabric and connectivity, right?
Sure. And like with a lot of the stuff I do, I'm trying to help local bands, so it's really cool for me to see that there are people way above me who are they want to do the same thing too, and it's not just about the business, it's about forming the community. So if you're interested in that, go check out the Music is Art website. Like I said, it's $20 for students, it's $60 for other folks.
What kinds of upcoming mixers and happenings do they have planned?
Well, they are once a month meetings that take place in the Market Arcade. It's 617 Main Street.
I like it there.
Yes, we have a nice conference room on the first floor they let us use.
Cool.
And we had a meeting actually last night, and we're kind of there's some educational stuff. We're going through a textbook about branding, marketing, how to make it in the modern music business. And I think someone like me or you who went to school for music business, it's a little bit of a remedial course, but I think if it's something you're just getting into or you have that background, it is. Our
channels have changed as dinosaurs. Yes. We don't really keep hip to the newest, latest, greatest, and it's kind of good for those reasons, I can imagine.
I recorded on ADAT and 2-inch reel, so.
Yeah. Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's wonderful.
Right. Very punny.
Oh. All right, so we're just going to keep moving because we got so much stuff going on. So next we're going to play a song by Lexxi Raine. She has a new album coming out. I believe her release party is, today's the 11th, we're recording this, her release party is on the 13th. So hopefully it went well now, I guess. Anyway, here is her song, What the Lonely People Do, here on the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast on allwny.com.
You've been acting kinda quiet, do you need some attention? What a coincidence, 'cause I do too. Who cares if it isn't real? We can help each other feel. So let's see what the lonely people do. Will you be my distraction for this second? silhouette. But if you're looking for escape, well, I'm right here to ease your ache. Who knows? This could be something someday, but not today. Will you be my distraction for this second? Erase him. I'll be your one and only, baby, if you tell me the right things. Like I'm the prettiest girl you've ever seen. And right now, there's no place you'd rather be than here with me.
So I have been a hermit the last 2 weeks, so I haven't been able to get out to any shows. But Cassidy, you saw Bela Fleck.
Bela Fleck and Abigail Washburn played at Babeville.
What day was this?
It was April 3rd, so we got like this weeknight magical banjo experience going. It was well attended. I can tell you that, yeah, it was enchanting. It was magic. It was the kind of thing where you sat there and it was so dreamy. Because the two of them, for both being wondrous, virtuosic banjo players, playing such different styles, and then as a collaborative effort, and you see how in love they are.
Oh.
The show was just so mesmerizing.
So now, did they play the whole thing? Did they play separate or together? How did that?
Separate, together, mostly together. I mean, so they play such different styles of banjo. Bela Fleck's style of banjo playing, he's all over the neck of the banjo, and he's, stringing his notes together. And Abigail Washburn plays a claw hammer style banjo, which is this Appalachian, old-timey. So I think her roots are more like that kind of mountain, passing down song catcher style, learning by rote, learning from the oldest singers in the mountains, what kind of songs to play. So she's kind of got like a yodeling Appalachian voice. So she's doing most of the singing as you look at their newest ensemble, the Twin Sparrow Quartet, was a rendition of Bela Fleck as they were playing with a cellist and some other instrumentalists. But the two of them now have such a wonderful new album out. I've been listening to it. I've even gotten my kids interested. It's kind of like,
wow.
Yeah, I know, so family friendly compared to our rock and roll vibe. But man, captivating. She actually, at one point in the concert, did a little tap dance percussion, auxiliary percussion tap dance. And, the two of them going back and forth had, again, such a magic between them that it was palpable.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's all we have for previous shows this time. Next time, hopefully we'll be talking about the infringement fundraiser on April 13th, the Johnny and the Man Kids CD release show, which I'm hoping to get out to, and lots of other stuff. So next up, we're going to play a quick song before our interview with Carmen and Lizzy. They mention 100 Plus Club in the interview. 100 Plus Club works as a backing band for them sometimes, and we mentioned my favorite 100 Plus Club song, which is called Grilled Cheese for Stephanie, which is a love song about making grilled cheese.
Who doesn't love grilled cheese?
I found myself making grilled cheese once, and the song came on one of my playlists, and all of a sudden I felt like I understood everything.
It's kismet,
It became clear to me. So here is Grilled Cheese for Stephanie on the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast on allwny.com.
There's no way you don't know how I feel. Talked about you so long. that enough to change your mind? I heard you're comfortable. That doesn't mean a thing. You said you had a good time. Is that enough to change your mind? Is that enough to change your mind? Is that enough to change your mind? Oh, Stephanie, I made this for you. Oh, just tell me you love me like I love you. Oh, Stephanie, I made this for you. Oh, just tell me you love me like I love you. You love me like I love you. Oh, you love me like I love you.
All right, and we are back here on the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast. Today we are joined by acoustic duo Carmen O'Keefe and Lizzy Bassler, otherwise known as Carmen and Lizzy. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hi, good.
Thanks for joining us. So first, when it came to naming your group, how did you decide on going with your names and then not going with like I was trying to think of like other good duos, and I came up with a lot of Hall and Oates and Simon and Garfunkel. So did you ever approach being O'Keefe and Bassler?
No.
No?
Nope.
Don't like the
We
way that rolled
didn't
off the
really
tongue.
want to go by our names at all. But
Yeah.
then we had already been like playing together for a while with it, so it kind of just stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And we tried to think of something, and we got nothing.
Yeah. It was just easier to keep it.
It was easier.
So was there any talk of making it Lizzy and Carmen?
No,
No.
I don't know why. It just happened the way
So
it happened.
is it just kind of like you played like an open mic and you're Carmen and Lizzy?
She's
Kinda
older,
like-
so I think we've just always been Carmen and Lizzy.
Yeah.
Sure. So you are cousins.
We
So
are cousins.
how long have you been playing together?
Officially is Carmen and Lizzy, 2-3 years?
Yeah, I think a little less than 3 years.
Yeah. But since we were kids, we like sang together with our moms, and
Yeah, we used to make YouTube videos, but they're all gone now.
we deleted all of them.
Because they were bad. We would literally like have a track meet and then go make a YouTube video.
All sweaty, so that was
So
not a good
embarrassing.
idea.
So who writes the songs?
We both
We
did.
both do
You both
together. Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Like, are you both lyricists then, or is it kind of more one person provides the music, one person provides?
Generally, how it has worked for us so far is separately we'll kind of have our own ideas, maybe a verse or a hook or something, both musically and lyrically, and then we'll like show it to each other and go from there and kind
We
of help
usually
each other finish
together.
it. Yeah.
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 That's how-
Yeah.
So does one of you lead? Is one of you more the lead vocal, or is it kind of?
We
You
really
think it's kind of even?
It's very
pretty even. Yeah. Yeah. Instrumentally, Carmen leads us generally, but vocally, pretty split down the middle.
Awesome.
Yep.
Who are your influences?
I'd say, like, over time, our biggest influence would be a band called the Staves.
Yeah, it's a sister band, 3 sisters, which is like the type of music we've dreamed of making.
We love anything, like, pretty much any band that's a duo or trio with, like, female harmony, we're usually
We're into it. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, who is? I saw one. Was it Smush? Did you see Smush?
No.
No.
Oh, maybe they changed their name. They were super young. I saw them open up for the Eels in Canada. I think they were like
Wow.
9 and 12 or
Oh,
something.
wow.
Oh
It
wow,
was-
really young.
Yeah. I think they're still making records too. That was a really long time ago.
Okay.
But do you have a personal favorite family kind of band?
I mean, the Staves,
The
and then there's a
Staves.
band called Joseph, which is similar, 3 sisters
Yep.
that we really like.
Yeah, they're definitely our top 2.
There's a duo called the Brother Brothers.
Oh, I've heard of them.
They're
Yeah.
great. I love them. We love I'm With Her, which they're not sisters, but it's 3 females, Aoife O'Donovan, Sarah Jarosz, and Sarah Watkins. So we just love, like, duos and trios.
Yeah, with like real tight harmonies, and we love it.
Who are your favorite local duos and trios?
I don't know if I know a ton of local people that do
What we do. Yeah, we love, like, obviously we like Darth Nader, and Honeycomb is a
Yeah, they're a duo.
Honeycomb
They're
was-
awesome.
yeah.
They're so good.
We had them play at our house a few weeks ago. That was really
That's
fun.
awesome. We had Norel on
She's so
a
good.
while
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
Yeah. They're really the only like duo that I can think of.
Yeah. We still have a lot of people to meet.
We do.
Oh
We do.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's huge.
Yeah.
Because it's hard for us to get out to open mics just because of our, like, work and school life. So
Yeah.
we don't really...
We don't do too
Well,
much.
we
Sure.
don't get out as much as we should, probably.
As much as we used to a little bit, but
Now, being an acoustic duo, you guys probably get to play some house parties and house shows, I'm assuming. Is there any name of a place that you can provide on broadcasts?
Well, our favorite house
Yeah.
show is our attic.
is our house.
Nice.
We have this awesome place over in, like, Elmwood Village.
Oh, awesome.
On the second floor, and then we have the attic, and it's our music room, and then we have house shows, like,
Yeah.
once every 2 months.
Yeah, so we've done a bunch of them in the past year
Yeah.
since we've lived in that particular
Mostly
area.
local bands. Once in a while, like, we had a guy named Daniel Rylander who's from Akron, Ohio, stop through, and we try to get our out-of-town
Yeah.
friends to come in, but it's hard because we can't pay them.
We can't pay
Yeah.
anybody, and it's a smallish space, but we've definitely packed it up.
It's cool.
It's
That's
really
awesome.
fun. Yeah.
That's living the dream.
It's
like
fun.
as soon
We
as
love it.
As soon as I have a place where I can do that, I'm absolutely going to start doing
Yep.
that.
And we're such homebodies too that it's
Nice not to have
amazing.
to bring
Oh,
your
yeah.
It's
gear.
amazing.
It's like it's like band practice when you can just be like, band practice is my house. Everyone's coming.
Exactly.
To me. I don't even have to move my stuff.
Exactly.
So do you guys live together?
we do.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, we have a roommate and then 4 cats.
Yes, so it's busy.
Any other family members ever want to join the group? Did you ever
Well,
get that? Or
actually, so our cousin Mike does all of our engineering and production. He's from Fredonia, and if
He's like a huge part of what we do.
yeah, he.
oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, sometimes we'll play trio shows with him, and he'll add synth and bass and stuff. It's fun.
Yep. Yeah, and we've had our other cousin, his brother, play trombone on some of our songs, and so yeah, we try to get everybody in.
Pretty much everything is in the family.
Yep.
No, that's awesome.
Yep.
So did you record your albums at Fredonia?
We did. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
How was it recording? How's the studio there? I'm assuming it's like gorgeous.
Awesome.
It's
Awesome.
amazing.
Really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was our first experience in a studio that's not our living room, so it was really fun.
College studios are fun too because there's a lot more mistakes that happen around you. So it's just kind of it's more fun to watch as you're just like watching everyone set up. When is your CD release party?
So the album is going to be released May 24th, and we're going on tour right then. So
Oh,
we're not going to be
fantastic.
back in Buffalo until I think June 8th is our Buffalo release show.
Sure, and where's that going to be?
That's going to be at CBGB Central. That's not what I meant to say. It's going to be at CPG, Central Park Grill on Main Street.
Oh, awesome. Who else is playing?
So on tour, we're going to have our friend Paige Hargrove. She's from Chicago, an acoustic singer-songwriter, and she's going to be coming back through with us. And then for
We'll
our
probably
side,
get one more supporting act.
Yeah, one
We
more
haven't
supporting act.
Picked it yet though.
and then we're going to have some of our friends join us for our songs too. So that will be really fun.
That sounds really great.
Yeah.
CPG is a nice place for
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah, we're having half of 100 Plus Club be our band.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah,
100
we
Plus
stole
Club.
some of them.
Yeah.
Yep, there are buds.
Rafi and Barack, the drummer.
I think
and
I was
bass
listening
player.
to Grilled Cheese for Stephanie. That
Oh,
song,
yeah.
That's
right?
our favorite song.
Oh, I love that
Amazing.
song.
They're some of our best friends.
I found
Yeah.
myself making grilled cheese while I was listening to it
Ooh, we've never
inadvertently.
quite done that.
And then I all of a sudden really understood what the song was, and I think I just liked it like that
We
much
love
more.
that song.
Yeah, they're really fun.
They're really fun. Yeah. Yeah, we just saw them the other day, actually.
Yeah, they opened for a band called Carrot Cake over in Fredonia. And we love both of them. So.
Yeah. So it was a fun evening.
So do you guys play a lot of shows over in Fredonia?
Not so much.
Not so much.
Yeah. I mean, that's where our family is, and that's where our cousin's band is, so we'll try to watch them, but we've played a few shows out that way, but mostly in Buffalo.
So where is tour going to take you guys?
Yeah, so...
All over. We're kind of making a big circle. We're going to start in Ohio, in Akron, which is a little south of Cleveland, and then we're going to go around to Chicago and do, like, Chicagoland show, Milwaukee show, and then we'll head to St. Louis, and then Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville, Knoxville.
And then Raleigh and Charlottesville, Virginia.
And then kind of head back up here and probably do a week of more local shows as
Sure.
well.
I did it kind of moving the opposite way, where I just went east, and your route sounds way more interesting than like some of like the random places.
Yeah,
and we have connections in each town.
Yes.
Like, we kind of based it on like if we knew anyone.
Yeah, if we knew some
Sure.
people, if we had somewhere to sleep, and some people to play with.
Yeah, because
So-
we're like bringing in local bands from each town for most of the shows.
Yeah.
So it'll be like us, Paige, and then someone who lives there.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So when it comes to a place to stay, like, what's your lowest standard? Will you like bed, couch, floor?
We've
like,
slept on the floor
We've
before.
slept,
done floor?
we've slept on the floor. We've housed in dirty homes from our friends, and
We'll sleep anywhere.
yep.
I drew the line at one of those Papazon chairs.
Ooh, I'd rather
That was-
sleep on a floor.
It was a
definitely.
long night.
Yeah,
A very,
no.
very, very long night.
Yeah, I don't want that.
So, as a two-piece, what happens when you two disagree on something?
Does that
Does-
happen?
Not really.
No. We either
Yeah.
have the same brain, or the person, or one of us won't care about it.
Yeah,
so.
it's pretty like.
Like, if she cares about something, I usually don't. Or if I care
Sure.
about something, she won't. So
And we usually are almost always on
we're
the same
usually
page.
on the same page.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's nice.
Really nice.
Yeah.
I've been finding this thing where I think when I'm talking to like younger musicians, it seems like they get along kind of better than at least what I'm used to. Because even now, usually I end up in a band with there's at least one person who's just no, stop talking. No,
Yeah.
no, I don't want to.
That's
do
why
your
we
thing.
keep to just ourselves sometimes, because
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like a duo sounds ideal. I
Yeah.
usually like a 3-piece. Like I like the power trio. And again, with that, you can usually fit everyone in one vehicle.
Yep.
But like once you get past 3, it goes right out the window.
Yep.
Have you guys played in any other bands or groups, or has it just been the two of you?
It's pretty much been the two of us. I used to be in a different duo with a friend of mine a few years ago.
Yeah, I haven't really done too much outside of Carmen and Lizzy.
Yeah.
So have you played out of town yet? Have you guys actually toured yet, or is this?
Yeah, we did like a mini version of the tour that we are going to do. We did that last March. So we went out to Chicago and then played a few shows on our way back to Buffalo with our friends from Chicago. So that was our first tour, little mini tour.
It was fun. We learned a lot
Yeah,
on how to just plan better. And
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the worst part.
And until you get your feet into it, it's really hard to tell
Yeah.
what you're in for.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to be in some of those same places and then just adding on some new cities for us, so that will be great.
Sure. How was Chicago? How's the scene there?
it's cool.
Yeah, very cool.
We have so many friends that are musicians there, so it's just like a big party
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
Because we collaborate with a lot of them. We actually have some of them playing on our album that's coming out soon. We recorded that a couple weekends ago out there.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're happy to.
It's like our
be going
second
back.
home.
Yeah.
When it comes to music, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Are there any ways that's like clearly different than kind of the scene here in Buffalo?
Oh, yeah.
Well, the scene there is so big, so I
Yeah.
think a lot of my friends that are in it, it's like hard to tap into, and it's like hard to be a part of. Whereas in Buffalo, like it's a lot smaller, so you can kind of like you just eventually get to know everyone. And
Yeah, you do.
We
Yeah.
have because I tell my friends like about the house shows that we have and like the songwriting nights, and
Yeah.
people they're just like, whoa, we don't do that here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, in Chicago, it feels like, like it's harder to get into the scene, but maybe there's more appreciation for different types of music as well.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, as an acoustic duo, sometimes it is hard to be in Buffalo a little bit. So it feels really nice when we go and play in different cities. And
Yeah, because there's some cities that love original music, including Rochester.
Yeah.
Like, we
really?
love playing in Rochester because they're just like, ooh, never heard this before because it's us.
Yes.
And they like it. And I feel like a lot of Buffalo venues, you kind of have to fight a little bit.
Yeah.
Not like in an aggressive way, but like,
Yeah.
people really like covers. And,
Yes, they do.
and like, I like covers, but I also really like songwriting. So
We
it's
get
like,
bored really easily, so we need to, I don't know.
Yeah. It's just a little battle for us
Oh, no,
internally.
right.
Not,
Yeah.
I don't know. Just like how to entertain and how other people while also keeping yourself entertained.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Pros and cons to
yeah.
each
Sure.
place a little bit.
Yeah, no, I've had discussions in the past with people about, is it worth going to New York City because there's more people there and more opportunities, or are you just going to get swallowed up in
Yeah.
an environment that big? And I think that's something that cool that Buffalo and Rochester.
Yeah, they're
Have to
small. And like,
offer.
people, like, it's easier to get to know people, I guess.
It is.
Sure.
Because, like, do you know Grace Stumberg?
Yes, she played a show I put on last month.
She's like super amazing, and like I've
Yeah.
watched her from afar for years. And then I saw her at a show recently that we went to. Lucy Dacus was in town, and I was like, oh, I think that's her. I'm just gonna go introduce myself because she's like really impressive. And then she knew who we were, and she was like super excited to see us, and we're like, wow.
We're like, why are you excited to see us?
We're like, oh my gosh, because it's Buffalo, and like people, it's easier to like get to know people. I don't know.
That was really cool.
It
She's
was like, whoa.
She's like, I've been following you guys for a year, and we're like,
how?
what?
Our minds were blown because like she's kind of impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's really impressive.
That voice is
Yeah.
just,
It was just like, whoa, like Buffalo.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So there's definitely some opportunities.
The
that we have in
community is
Buffalo.
pretty cool.
Yeah. Than our friends in Chicago. They have a very different feel of, being a part of the music community.
Sure. Do you guys have any hidden cousin superpowers? Like, can you tell when the other one's in danger?
I mean, we dress the same on accident, like every day.
We really do.
Like literally yesterday, we played a farmer's market, and I left before she was even up, and we showed up both wearing the same colored striped shirt.
That happens all the time. We wear the
I guess
same
that's not a superpower, but it's funny.
It is funny because it happens constantly.
I went to college for music industry, and one of the things they talk about is like how to dress your band on stage. So your superpower could be that you don't even have to think about that. Like it's just done.
I forced myself to take off my sweatshirt that looks like that today. I mean, we just are constantly matching.
I saw one of your posts about that on Facebook, and I was just a little bit wondering if you guys were going to be matching when you came today.
Yeah,
surprisingly,
we match even our gross clothes match, like everything. It's so funny. But other than that, no.
Nothing cool. We have no cool superpowers.
No. So, in addition to the June 8th release party, and what's the name of your new EP?
Climate. It's going to be a full length.
Oh, it's a
full-length
full-length
album. 10 songs.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So that's coming out, and you have the release party on June 8th at, where is it again?
Central Park Grill.
Central Park Grill. What other shows do you guys have coming up? Maybe like April 18th-ish and after is usually good.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is on Tuesday, so this is not after April 18th, but we're playing at Babeville at the 9th Ward on Tuesday. We're opening
for our first time.
A singer-songwriter out of Brooklyn named Jean Rowe, and we are so excited. The venue reached out to us. We didn't even
Oh, that's
it was
great.
like one of those things where
it was really
oh my
cool.
gosh, finally all those playing gigs to no one kind of paid off.
Yeah, exactly.
And Jean just seems amazing, so we're really excited to be a part of that. After that, locally we're not doing a ton. We're going to Ithaca on May 10th. And
we're not doing much until tour, really.
Yeah,
sure.
We're trying to just keep our schedules under control.
Yeah.
How'd you end up in Ithaca?
I just love Ithaca.
I love
it.
Ithaca.
It is.
My favorite guitar shop, Ithaca Guitar Works, is in Ithaca.
Yeah, and we've never played out that far that way.
A lot of good bands go to Ithaca that don't go to Buffalo.
Oh, sure.
Which is, I don't know why. So I've traveled to Ithaca to go see shows. It's just beautiful. The music scene there is very, very interesting. I mean, it's our first show
Yeah.
there, so we're really excited to see what it's like.
Yeah, just to travel. We just want to do at least little
It's
new
fun
things.
playing in random towns.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I played Ithaca a very long time ago, and I had this weird experience where this guy would only buy a copy of my CD if it had a picture of our female singer in it. I was like,
Nope.
okay. And then he kept telling us about how he was going to give the CD to his friend Carlos. And he said the name Carlos like 30 times. And he goes, oh, I'm talking about my friend Carlos Santana. We just call him Carlos. And then he tried to make us pay like $30 each to sleep in his house. It was...
Oh my gosh. That's
So-
a lot of red flags.
He seems like the kind of slime that's still floating around Ithaca. So just,
Watch out.
keep an eye out for him.
That's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
We had like 4 people come to our show, and he was one of them. And he's the only one who
great.
he's the only one who hung around after. It was
Oh my gosh. Do you
Yeah, tour.
remember that crazy guy in Rochester? We were playing.
Okay.
This is actually a really funny story. We were playing at Boulder Coffee in Rochester, and we were playing a sad song. We were playing Mad World by Gary Jules.
great song.
And-
It's actually by Tears for Fear.
Oh, yes. I always say that. I always say Gary Jules, and it's not. So we were playing that, which is obviously really sad, and especially we play it extra sad for some reason. But this guy stands up, and he just starts screaming. He's like, this is too sad! And then points finger guns at people and pretends to shoot people and then ran away.
And we were like,
Everybody in the room was like, wow,
It was very disturbing.
welcome to Rochester.
That's fantastic.
It was crazy.
It was fun.
Yeah, that was a good memory.
I'm like, wow, we had a really terrible effect on that man.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he shouldn't watch Donnie Darko.
No.
That movie's going to make him really sad.
Yeah, he can't handle it.
Cool. So, we're going to come back in a second, and we're going to have a live song by Carmen and Lizzy, a first ever on The Struggle is Real. But first, we are going to play some recorded Carmen and Lizzy. So, is this the quote-unquote single from
This is the single.
This is the first single, and we released it in November. It's been out for a little while now. We released an EP in November of 2017. So it was 5 songs. It was just like random songs that we kind of brought together so we would have an EP.
Yep.
So then after we released that, we started writing for this album in January of 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And we finished writing it in January of 2019, and we started recording it in July.
Yeah.
So like we've kind of like had this music. It's been like a long time.
It's been a long time coming. Yeah.
So we're just anxious. So we just put out Middle of the Night because we need to release something. We haven't done anything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it'll be on the record, and then 9 other songs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah. All right, so here is Middle of the Night by Carmen and Lizzy on the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast on allwny.com.
So hard. Sometimes I feel grown and old. The bones will creak inside my sheets. Sometimes the morning You are so strong, I am not. Leave me up in the ground. Although it's so dark inside of this mind, in the middle of the night, I feel like.
All right, so this is from the new album. What's the name of this one?
So it's 2 songs, but they're short and go together, called Carry You and Shelter.
Awesome.
Yeah.
1 second.
Break my back so you can breathe. So many worlds I don't want you to see. I carry you, carry you, carry you, carry you. Carry you, carry you. Sway as she passes through. You can't be moved. The same arms that waver are the same arms that cover me. He withstands and forces never ending. You watching eyes, the world spins. Sometimes she takes. Even when you wanna hide, I'll cover you. I'll never let you suffer. Shelter you. Shelter you. Shelter you.
God damn, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, Carmen and Lizzy, thank you again for
Thanks
coming
for
on the
having us.
podcast. We're
No problem.
so happy to have you on.
Absolutely.
And we're I don't know what segment comes next right now. I'm in awe of how fun that was. All right, folks. We'll be right back on the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast on allwny.com. All right, there are shows coming, and they're coming fast, and they're coming hard, so we have about 9 minutes and 45 seconds to discuss them. Cassidy, let's see what we can do here. On April 29th, my favorite band, and I know one of producer Will Webb's favorite band, the Eels, are coming to Town Ballroom. If you've never heard the Eels, there is a giant library of great music. I think there was a span of about 5 years recently where it kind of, it fizzled out a little bit. Their most recent album sounds great. Anything you can find on Spotify from Blinking Lights and Other Revelations back in time are all wonderful albums. When I've seen him perform with a string ensemble. I've seen him perform as a 2-piece band, a 4-piece band. It's different every time. So,
and all the cool kids will be there because they have good taste and like the Eels.
God, I hope so.
That's a great room.
Yeah, it is. I think they're going to put on a great show, and I don't remember them ever coming to Buffalo. Like, I've always had to go to Toronto to see them, so the fact that they're coming to town is great. On May 4th, I have my big Jammin' for Jessica fundraiser. For those of you who haven't heard the terrible story of Jessica Cameron, she was lit on fire in a horrible domestic violence abuse.
That is so scary.
Oh, my God. Up in North Tonawanda outside of Tim Hortons. And, we want to raise some money for her. I had a plan to do a fundraiser for someone else, and that fell through. And then I saw her story like a day later, and, it's the right thing to do.
I sure do like that we can rally the rock and roll troops to support somebody who's going through an actual life and death kind of struggle, right?
Absolutely. So we're going to have RJ DeMarco from Fernway. He's doing a solo set. A friend of the podcast, Allison Pipitone, is coming and performing with her band. I'm super. I haven't seen her play live in 12 years.
Always a good time.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. We have Buffalo legends Irving Claus are playing. We have Wyatt Coyne from Rochester. They are a country punk band. Complete with washboard player.
All right.
I haven't gotten a chance to see them live yet. I've heard really good things. We also have Short Attention Span Theater, who, if you're familiar with Ish Kabibble, it is Ish Kabibble with a singer. There is going to be door prizes. There's going to be a 50-50 raffle.
Pizza. I heard there's pizza.
Absolutely. We have sponsors who are Allentown Music and Just Pizza. Of course, this podcast. Also, the folks at 107.7 and 104.7 Alt Buffalo have been super generous giving gift baskets to help for the event, so we want to thank them too. Come out. It's going to be $15 a ticket, but it's going to be a great show, and it's for a great cause.
Sounds like a lot going on.
Yeah.
Worth that $15
Absolutely.
For a great cause.
Entercom, we've got basket raffles for kerfuffle tickets. We have autographed records from the 1975. And if you're interested in donating anything for the event, I'm taking those things up until May 1st. You can contact me through our Facebook page, which is The Struggle is Real Podcast. And check it out. And then on April 26th at Milky's, The Struggle is Real and DJ Soyodos. That's where his name goes. We're putting on a show with some great singer-songwriters. We're going to have Erica Wolfling, who also goes by Erica the Ice Dragon. We're going to have Shannon Vanderlyn. We're going to have Christina Stock. We're going to have Jenn DeSantis, who's a local singer-songwriter. I'm actually going to be performing with her on bass that night. We have Witch, which is formerly Ghostwater. DJ Soyodos is going to do a set, and Hooked on Cassiophonics, who I haven't had a chance to see, but I've heard they're wild. So that's going to be a really cool show. That's Milky's, April 26th. Door at 8, show at 9, $5. Between Shannon and Christina Stock and Jen and Erica, that's a really great set of singer-songwriters just to start the night. And the fact that you're getting another 3 bands on top of that, I think it's going to be a great night. And then the one last show I wanted to mention is on May 2nd at Mohawk Place, the Planet Smashers. The Planet Smashers are the first... That was my first local show I went to.
Oh, no way.
And I want to say 1998 at the Mercury Lounge.
And then you were hooked.
Oh my God, I was hooked. I've seen the Planet Smashers so many times through the years, so I'm happy to see them back again in Buffalo. Back when I saw them at the Mercury Lounge, you could actually feel the floor moving underneath you as people were dancing. I feared my life. They're also playing with the Abrupters, who are great. They're playing with Toy Box Brigade, who are those guys put on really fun sets. And Cassidy, it's your turn. What do you got?
It's my turn.
It is your turn.
Oh, good. So I really like Babeville. I mentioned my Bela Fleck experience, but I really like that place for the eclectic type of lineup they can present.
Sure.
We got coming up on the 19th, Friday the 19th, an all-ages event. It's WBNY's Battle of the Bands. So that's $5 at 8 o'clock in the 9th Ward. That's really cool because you're kind of in this secret underground, awesome neck of that church. And I'm always interested in Battle of the Bands.
I was going to say, I love a good Battle of the Bands. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, they actually asked us to judge. And I wanted to do it, but I had, concert tickets, so I couldn't make it. But, I got to do that once, and, I think that's so much fun doing that, too. So, anyone needs a judge, too. But,
just putting yourself out there.
Yeah, just put myself out there.
Also that same night, John Toohill of Night Slaves and Alpha Hopper and many, many other projects is playing his solo project, Science Man. That's kind of like the energy of a crazy, gritty punk basement show.
Absolutely.
John Toohill brings this quirky kind of rock. It's just rock. He just rocks. I love watching musicians like that in the area who've just evolved and never lost their edge. Their original energy is there, but emphasized even fuller.
Most people by a certain age get jaded and pessimistic, and
so that show's got Facility Men and another man. I guess it's the Man Show.
Yeah.
But they had played at Electric Avenue and completely, for their album release, that's a smaller venue, had to turn people down at the door. So to be at Mohawk Place with Science Man, that would be worth checking out April 19th. You could probably hit up both of those shows if you were brave. Back at Babeville, Vampire Weekend's playing Babeville.
That's a great show.
At the end of April, on the 30th. So that's...
You can try and buy tickets by the time this comes out, but they are going to go fast.
Buckethead's playing Babeville on the 24th. It's just a really great bunch of shows coming up there.
So tell me about the Buckethead experience. I'm curious.
Well, you have to have open eyes and ears for that kind of a show, because as a performer, there's some theatrical elements. You're presented with this character that you're not really sure where these sounds are coming from, right? Obviously, there are instrumentations involved that have been crafted and tuned to that specific performer. It's like you're creating your own fabric as an artist, and the art evolves from that, I think of, with less costuming, kind of like a That One Guy experience where he's got this.
So is it just himself? What for Buckethead?
Usually as a solo thing,
okay.
But you wouldn't really think that all of those sounds are coming from your one.
Is he looping, or synthesizers, or backing tracks? What is... Or is it just him and a guitar?
See, I don't really feel like I should speak to this current... It's been years since I've seen Buckethead, but I can tell you that in that room, I can only imagine that type of a performance in a church space, right?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of crazy.
Anything else? Any other shows? That's what I meant to say.
Lots of other shows. Spring has sprung. I would be going to check things out at the Sportsman's or at Duende. Sure. Duende at Silo City. Are you familiar?
I am not.
So as a little bar venue, you're down in Silo City. Yeah. Totally off the beaten path, but to catch a sunset type of a performance, whether it be a local singer-songwriter or somebody. They've got some bands that are touring through. They've had some album releases going down there. Definitely check out Duende at Silo City as a brand new spot to check in the upcoming, hopefully good weather.
Yes.
As it snows
soon
in
enough.
April.
Yeah.
Yikes.
No, I've not heard of Duende. I will check that out, and we'll let you folks know if anything good's coming up there. All right. So next, we're going to play some music by a new local artist. Her name is Jenn DeSantis. I have met her through the Music Industry Alliance.
You are already aligning.
Yes, I met her the first time, and we had a couple rehearsals, and we played a show real quick. And on April 26th, it's kind of our first like real planned out show together.
That's living the dream.
It is.
Yeah.
So here's a track. This was actually taken from only our second rehearsal, but I thought it sounded really cool, and I wanted to get her name out there because I think she's excellent. So here is Unrequited by Jenn DeSantis.
Very good.
On the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast on allwny.com.
I wanna know you.
It's time to stop! No more!
And that is all we have for episode number 34. On episode number 35 of the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast, we will have a band that I have described as Buffalo's most energetic live band, The Scarecrow Show. Well, we're going to see if I can pronounce brothers Ben and John's last name. I'm going to wait for next episode to even get into that. We're going to talk to John about his other band, the Dreadnecks. We're going to talk about their endless amount of onstage energy that they pump out every night. And we're also going to recap the area's upcoming and previous concerts, and we are going to play some cool music.
You can find Carmen and Lizzy's music on all major streaming platforms. Their new album, Climate, comes out on May 24th. Their album release show is June 7th at the Central Park Grill with Paige Hargrove. Also, check out All WNY at allwny.com or by downloading the All WNY app. There you can find the local music stream and its family of podcasts, including The Skeleton Closet with Carl Winslow, Corey Comments, The Nick and Dan Show, The Think So Joe Show,
hosted by Karina DeFabio and Fritzy McTingles,
and our favorite podcast, The Big Picture with Michael Sargent, where you can learn the proper sepia tone to complement Donald Trump's presidential orange.
You can find us on Facebook at The Struggle is Real Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at SIR Podcast NY. If you want to bother me, you can find me on Twitter at Sir William Idol. That is all for us. Being a musician is chaos, so please be kind. See you next time and keep struggling.